Hey there, welcome, and today I'll be talking about the Arrow Blood Demon art in Rogue Demon, which is one of the less common abilities seen in the game, but also one of the best. Arrow is an iceberg, with a very powerful and versatile moveset behind its seemingly weak exterior. I'll be going over everything about Arrow, from its moveset and how to use it, to how to fight against it. So without further ado, let's get into the video. The first move of Arrow, Arrow Ladder, shoots out an arrow that when landed will rise the target into the air before throwing them in the direction of the cursor after a short delay. If the target is thrown into a surface, they will be damaged and ragdolled for a short period of time. The move is blockable and has an incredibly short cooldown of just 7 seconds. When used without a target, the arrow shoots forward in the direction the user is facing. However, if the move is used while clicking on a target, the arrow will auto-aim. This move is capable of combo extending and starting, and is Arrow's best move. The second move that Arrow has access to is Arrow Skate, which upon usage will wind up for a short period of time before causing the user to skate on an arrow that constantly moves them in the direction they're facing at a fast speed. The move can be manually released by letting go of the move, or will automatically release on its own after some time. When the move is released, the arrow that the user is skating on will shoot out in a very short range, ragdolling anyone caught in its path for a very short duration. The move bypasses block but does no damage, and has a cooldown of 10 seconds. This move is able to combo start and can combo extend if move stacked. The third move in Arrow's toolset is Arrow Evade, and it has both an M1 variant and an M2 variant. The M1 variant is a simple evasive, pushing away anyone around a user. The M2 variant, on the other hand, pulls the person targeted by the move in front of the user when used. This does no damage and cannot go past block. This move is capable of combo starting, and both moves share a cooldown of 20 seconds. The last and final move in Arrow's toolset is Arrow Explode. On activation, the user summons a mass of arrows in front of them, and anyone in the move will have a large number of arrows stuck in them. Then, after a set duration has passed, the person hit by the move will fly into the air and be slammed back down, ragdolling them and dealing high damage. While someone is being targeted by the move, the user cannot attack and can only hold block and walk. This move will be cancelled if the user is hit. This move bypasses block and has a cooldown of 30 seconds. If you're watching this video, you're probably wondering how to best use Arrow, so one of the first things you need to know is that Arrow is a combo god. Every single move that you have can be used to extend or start a combo, which is part of what makes Arrow so good. However, due to the windup on Arrow Skate and Arrow Explosion, you need to use move stacking to combo extend with them. To move stack, you have to use a move at the same time you land the last hit of your M1 combo. This will ragdoll your opponent and activate the move at the same time, allowing for Arrow to use its entire moveset for combo extending. The second most important thing to know as an Arrow user is how to bypass block with Arrow Ladder. Arrow Ladder is interesting in that it doesn't have 360-degree blocking on it, meaning you can hit someone from behind to get past their block. To bypass someone's block, jump over them and land Arrow Ladder on their head. This way, they cannot block the move. In fights, the main move you'll want to be using is Arrow Ladder. It is by far your best combo starter, and its short cooldown allows it to be used very frequently. It's not recommended to use Arrow Pull, as Arrow Ladder is just as good as a combo starter and doesn't take away your evasive. With Arrow Ladder, you can also abuse the game's fall damage mechanics for maximum stun and damage. If someone is low on health, they are punished more harshly by fall damage, so throwing someone into the air after landing an Arrow Ladder will be more effective than simply slamming them into the ground. However, do not do this against a water user, as it can negate the fall damage with Waterfall Basin. Arrow Skate is a very good move for both chasing people running away or fleeing an unfavorable situation, and it is a very good move to use in neutral to combo start. If you want to land Arrow Skate, it's recommended to bait their first dash and then turn around to hit them. You are very reliant on combos as Arrow, since your moves do low damage, which is why in order to successfully use Arrow, you must learn your combos. Here's a small demonstration of how powerful Arrow's combos can be. That concludes the tips and tricks section of the video. Now on to Counterplay. If you're watching this video and wondering how to counter Arrow, well, it's not easy. Arrow is definitely one of the hardest abilities to counter in the game, and you have to be extremely careful when fighting against it. Arrow Ladder is Arrow's most dangerous move, but luckily it's blockable. If you see them throw it out, hold block to avoid it. However, at higher levels of play, people will instead use Arrow Ladder to bypass block. To deal with this, dash backwards and block when you see them running towards you to bait out their attempt. Arrow Skate is one of the easier moves in Arrow's toolset to counter, as jumping and dashing will avoid it quite easily. If you do end up getting hit by it though, try to jump or use the Hyper Armor move as soon as possible, as the stun isn't very long and there's a chance you can escape before being comboed. Arrow Pull isn't a move that will be used very commonly by Arrow users, but the only thing you can do against it is hold block and predict the move, since there's no startup on it. They'll most commonly use it after 5M1s or when you're attacking them in neutral. If they end up wasting the move, you can feel free to attack them as they won't have their evasive any longer and will be vulnerable to combos. For the final move, Arrow Explode, you'll only have to worry about it if they use it in a combo, since the move is nearly impossible to land safely in neutral. If you get hit by this move, you have two options to try and fight against them. You can try to hit them with a ranged move like Sixfold, but this will fail if they block. Or you can try to run away and get as far as possible so that they can't combo extend. If you end up getting caught in an Arrow combo, you have to do everything you can to try and escape. Though Arrow may have low damage overall, its combos are an absolute menace. Overall, Arrow is one of the most powerful movesets in the entire game, having an abundance of great combo starters, as well as devastating combos that can delete HP bars. It can play both a zoner and rushdown role in fights, and can keep constant pressure on opponents with its ranged combo starter. However, it does take some time to master things such as move stacking and block bypassing that are necessary to use it correctly. Arrow is an amazing Blood Demon art, and people who learn how to properly use it are terrifying in PvP. Make sure to like this video and subscribe if you want to see more content from me. I plan to make a review of every single Blood Demon art and Breathing and Rogue Demon, so stay tuned. With that being said, I'm 𝓥𝓲𝓭𝓮𝓸, and that's the end of the video.